Pushing that training.
Only coming through here.
The DJ put Usher's music on.
Only coming through here.
And all the girls got up on stage dancing. The DJ put Usher's music on.
Only coming through here.
And all the girls got up on stage dancing. The DJ put Usher's music on.
Only coming through here.
And all the girls got up on stage dancing. The DJ put Usher's music on. Everything was so glamorous and cool.
Only coming through here.
And all the girls got up on stage dancing.
Invited. The whole city packed into automobiles, and all weekend, every weekend, ended up at Gatsby's. And I mean everyone, from every walk of life, from every corner of New York City. This kaleidoscopic carnival spilled through Gatsby's door.
My invitation. Oh, just my hello. You don't need to know the guy. Certainly not an invitation.
Caravansary of billionaire Playboy publishers and their blonde nurses. Heiresses comparing inheritances on Gatsby's beach. My boss, Walter Chase, losing money at the roulette tables. Gossip columnists alongside gangsters and governors exchanging telephone numbers. Film stars, Broadway directors, morality protectors, high school defectors, and Ewing Klipspringer, dubious descendant of Beethoven.
You know where I might find the host, Mr. Gatsby? I live just next door.
Gatsby? I've never seen Mr. Gatsby, sir. Why, no one has.
Alone and a little embarrassed, I decided to get roaring drunk.
Oh, you penniless panty waste. I'm stealing her away, Caraway. Come on.
A jazz history of the world and a company
Rich girls don't marry poor boys. Ugh, she's mine.
Your face is familiar. Weren't you in the 3rd Division during the war?
Oh, yes, the 9th Battalion.
I was in the 7th.
Excuse me.
I knew you looked familiar. Having a good time, old
Oh,
sport?
the whole thing's incredible. I live just next door. He sent me an actual invitation. Seems I'm the only one. I still haven't met Mr. Gatsby.
No one's met him.
They say he's 3rd cousin to the Kaiser and 2nd cousin to the devil.
I'm afraid I haven't been a very good host, old sport. You see, I'm Gatsby.
His smile was one of those rare smiles that you may come across 4 or 5 times in life. It seemed to understand you and believe in you, just as you would like to be understood and believed in.
The Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus can trace its history back to the 1870s, when P.T. Barnum first crisscrossed the country with P.T. Barnum's Grand Traveling Museum, Menagerie, Caravan, and Hippodrome. Sold to Irvin Feld by a Ringling relative 45 years ago, the show is now run by his granddaughters, Nicole and Alana.
The circus has changed a lot since we were kids. We've really tried to appeal to what kids today, look for in entertainment, and I think focus is a huge part of that. We've added a storyline or a theme to the shows. We've also added a lot more technology to the shows.
Despite that technology, the show still travels the old-fashioned way, by train. Over a mile long with 300 performers and crew, rigging, set pieces, and almost 100 animals, putting the show together is an extreme exercise in efficiency.
Within a year, we play 120 cities. We play to over 10 million people, and we perform, I would say, about 1,200 performances. There's also no other kind of entertainment where you can see real-life stunts. You can go to the movies and see incredible stunts with special effects, but it's not real. It's all edited and cut together. What our performers are doing here is real. They are risking their lives for, the excitement and entertainment of the audience, and there's nowhere else where you can see that. As long as we are in tune and pay attention to our audience and what kids are looking for today in their entertainment, I think that, we're always going to be an attraction for families.
Colossal, we come these renegades in the rain. Where the lost get found, every crown of the circus king. It's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, though there's what comes after. It's blinding out, shining anything that you know. Just surrender, cause you're coming and you want to go. Where it's coming in on a colored line. Where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true.
This is for you. What will you be doing?
Watching my girls grow up. The show must go on.
Watching it come
All right. Well, welcome to the greatest show. Welcome to the Go Best April All Cast meeting. Hello, Network of Fun. I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. Thank you for adjusting your schedules and joining us on a Wednesday. And let's get started and talk about how we can continue to make sure we always put on the greatest show. But as always, let's start with our mission statement. So I know a lot of you are on mute. Please, please, please put on your cameras. We want to see your pretty faces across the nation. And say with me the mission statement. We deliver an immersive adventure, harnessing masterful showmanship, outrageous service, and an over-the-top experience. The best factor, the excitement a guest feels from the moment they discover our venue, which reignites every time they remember their experience. I want to remind everybody, please put your cameras, please put yourself on mute until the end. We will open it up for questions, but for right now, if you could put it on mute so that everybody can hear this program. So I want to talk to you guys about, the Go Best core values: integrity, pride, resourceful, outgoing, and growth. The way I remember it is IPROG. Integrity, pride, resourceful, outgoing, and growth. And I want to make sure that you, again, please put yourselves on mute.
That was a lot about was not able to detect that I am indeed human.
Give us 1 second. We're gonna mute somebody.
Thank you. Oh yeah, your face should already be muted. Mine is.
All right, cool.
Oh,
All right,
it's not.
here we go.
Oh, don't look at me.
Yeah, but there we go. All right. So again, the Go Best core values: integrity, pride, resourceful, outgoing, and growth. I'm saying this a couple of times because this is going to be a theme as we go throughout the program. So one more time: integrity, pride, resourceful, outgoing, and growth. Now let's get into the program. Oh, we gotta go back to it. Perfect. Oops, wrong way. Okay, so as you guys know, we started this series of Engage and Elevate. And so for this portion, I want to talk about when it comes to the execution of our mission statement, there are no small parts. Well, Adia, what do you mean by that? I'm not a manager. I'm not a supervisor. Doesn't matter. There are no small parts when it comes to engaging our guests. I want to talk to you a little bit about Viola Davis. Viola Davis in doubt. She was given 3 minutes. So for those of you that don't know, in the acting world, generally. Can we please make sure we're muted? Yeah, I think she's muting off. We got it. Okay. So Viola Davis in doubt had 3 minutes. She was given a very small role. She was not the Viola Davis that we know now. She was not the Emmy award-winning EGOT. She was literally an actress that was making her way in 2008. She was given 3 minutes in the movie Doubt. And within those 3 minutes, she gave everything she had, including a little snot on her nose. And she was nominated for an Academy Award. That's amazing. And that proved to me, and it should prove to you, that there are no small parts in a movie. If you're given 3 minutes, if you're given your opening role, everybody has a role in creating an over-the-top experience for our guests. Everybody has a part in creating the fantasy for our guests. If that drink isn't right, if there's not enough ice in the bar, if there's not enough toilet paper in the bathroom, if the trash cans aren't emptied, if the parking lot is a mess, it's all going to go back to the guest memory of what their experience was at your venue. So all of those parts are important. It's not just the manager. If you're going to be a server, be the best server you can be. If you're a barback, be on top of that. Be the best barback, because again, everybody plays a part in creating the fantasy. Without what you do, we can't be our best at creating the fantasy and creating that over-the-top experience for our guests. Help. Thank you. Oh, wrong way. Okay. So when you, whatever role that you have, whatever role you currently create, whatever role you aspire to elevate to, at the end of the day, it's on you. You have to start by learning everything you can about your role. Look at others and find out what they're doing. Get feedback, get encouragement, join with others, and continue to learn. Whatever your starting role, it helps you not only understand the business at all levels, but it'll provide you insight and background to be a superstar leader and GM if that's what you aspire to be. So I want to introduce two people that I'm sure you all know. I'd like to introduce Jason Money.
Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. I done kept it real from the jump. Living at my mama's house, we'd argue every month. I was trying to get it on my own. Working all night, traffic on the way home, and my uncle calling me like, where you at? I gave you the keys, so you bring it right back. I just think it's funny how it goes. Now I'm on the road, $500,000 for a show, and we started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Boys tell stories about the man. Say I never struggled, wasn't hungry yet.
Steps of elevation. There we go. That was a fun song.
That was fun.
Yes. So elevation starts with all of you. The reason why we picked this topic and all about the integrity and all the experiences, all of you have the opportunity to become whomever you'd like in the Go Best Network of Fun. But every one of us started at a small point at some point or another. Even I had meager beginnings of scraping the carpet and the well-used floors out of the Peep Arcades. Many of you don't even know what that is. But if you ever get a chance to travel to Lansing or Flint or your hometown of Washington Park, you can go visit one of those Peep Arcades. And imagine at one point in my life, I removed the floors of those Peep Arcades. How about you, Wolf? Where did you begin?
Well, my illustrious beginnings were not as exciting as yours, for sure. But I got to spend the winter ice cold, no heat lamps, no heat curtain yet, on the glass doors in downtown Baltimore, Maryland, as the door host. And the upside is I got to be the one to start their adventure. I got to be the one to start their journey, their party, their excitement. That was the best part of the job. The lackluster part was the needing to take a break so I could begin to feel my fingers and toes again.
You didn't need them anyway. You were just.
I got 10.
Right.
Well, 20.
We don't have toes.
Right.
Is that what you're trying to tell us?
That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, good. So all of you that are a part of our cast, your adventure began the day that you got hired. The day you became a part of the cast of the individual business that you're working with. Your outgoing personalities, your positive selves, your social skills made it so that we thought you would be, or at least your management thought that you would be fantastic at that first job that you got working with us, whether it was the host at the front of the club or if it was scraping the used floors off of the bottom of the Peep Arcades. You got that first opportunity. If you excel at that opportunity, if you do a fantastic job at that opportunity, if you can internalize the mission statement, the Go Best factor, and all of the other core values that we have, then you have an opportunity to go all the way from your beginning meagers to hosting one of these live all-cast meetings here in beautiful Las Vegas for the entire Go Best Network of Fun. But that's up to you to make that happen. What would be the second step? Wolf, what do you think?
Well, I think once you've internalized all of these concepts, best practices, these principles, these philosophies, and you have demonstrated that absolute mastery of your domain, your beginnings, whatever that might be, whether it's bar services or hospitality or promotions or the back of the house, the unsung, unseen heroes. No matter where you start, the next thing after that is learn as much as you can, right? Knowledge is power, isn't that the cliche? So you want to get out there and you want to demonstrate that integrity, that work ethic, that thirst for knowledge, that hunger for that next thing, and try to learn everything you can. First under your umbrella. So if you're hospitality, learn all hospitality. If you're at bar services, learn everything under bar services. And then you get to a point where you've got all that covered. So go to the umbrella that you didn't start with. Learn something else. There's so much. There's so much to do and so much to learn in all of our venues. Learn everything you can. Get it all down. Master it all.
And then you can become a casting coach. Woo! A casting coach. You know, Bo, I see you with your Bud Lights. That is not the same as a casting couch.
Right.
This is a coach. This is a person that is now shown that they have the skills to do just about every position in the building and still learning, but has mastered some of the positions and can now teach other people how to do those positions. They're coaching others and demonstrating that ability to coach, train, and guide new, fresh faces out there that are coming in at level one, where we all started at one point. That level one, that first introduction to whatever industry we're in, whether that's the karaoke bars, the arcades, the boutiques, the sports bars, or of course, our biggest group of clubs and businesses, the gentlemen's club industry. So all of us have some opportunity to do these things, and you become more involved with all of the promotions. That means you're not necessarily leading the promotions, but you're out there passing out passes. You're showing pride because you're wearing all of your branded uniforms, your branded outfits, your hats, all of your good stuff. Or like Bo and his team, you're all wearing Bud Light today. So whatever it is, you're wearing that pride and you're out there and you're looking for new opportunities. You're excited about your new opportunities. You're excited about all of the elevation that you've had so far. You're just excited. And because you're excited and you're able to teach other people and you're able to guide other people and you're able to show pride and excitement, then you get to move on to being a superstar supervisor in training. Yes. And that is a super exciting opportunity to be a part of. Why don't you tell us about it?
Absolutely. And remember, as you're moving through and moving up and moving sideways in all these directions, you are acting as if, right? This isn't something, gosh, how do I become this? Well, the first thing you have to do is just have the mentality you are this. Start acting as if. That's what you're doing as casting coach. By the time you're ready to be that, become that superstar supervisor in training, you're already there. At least up here and in here, you're there. Now you just have to show it and keep moving on. Learning that teach, guide, train. This is really where you become almost that extension of the management team, that goal that, so many of you have expressed, hey, how do I get there? What's my path? This is it, right? Once you've stepped from casting coach on to becoming that SIT, this is where you start to pick up that other knowledge, learning inventory control, learning about our bars and dry storage and how to keep track of those things. You want to start to exhibit that awareness, because by now you already have it, right? You can look on the floor, you can see where we can do a better job at throwing the party, where you can step in and help run the show with what? My favorite concepts from our mission statement: masterful showmanship, right? Love that. The greatest showman. Oh,
what a way to start.
I get so excited, right? I get so excited, right? And that's when you begin to do the other, not only the fun stuff, but the other, the steps that you need to do, all the little tiny things, the opening, the closing, the procedures, the back of house. You begin that journey on your way to that next elevation, which obviously going from supervisor in training is now supervisor.
Yes. Superstar supervisor.
Superstar.
Which is amazing, because after you learn to be a great supervisor, you get to move on to being an assistant manager and you start to get into the management role. But first you have to learn how to be a leader and show you can lead. And the first thing you should be leading when you're a supervisor is the team that's going out marketing. Now you've gone from being involved in marketing and grill promotions and street teaming and all of that fun stuff, pass runs, to actually leading them. That means you're driving in your car or the company car to these events, if your club is lucky enough to have those types of things. You're planning these events, you're putting these events together, and you're actually finding new business. You're out prospecting for new guests, new opportunities, new sales. And this is part of what supervising is all about. You're creating the traffic. You now mastered the ability to host the show and make something happen inside. So now it's outside the club mastering the show, inside the club mastering the show. Also, you're showing resourcefulness. This is one of our core values. You're resourceful at maintaining the entire operation, inside and outside. That means, like Adia said, you're making sure the toilet paper is where the toilet paper needs to be. All of the functions of all of the different stations inside of the club are ready to go. We have receipt tape or E3 tape. But outside is also looking good. You've got everything in the parking lot cleaned, ready to go. All your signage is lit up. All your light bulbs are changed. Everything in the business is ready to operate. That's what being a great supervisor, learning to be an assistant manager is all about. It's about being able to maintain the entire property. Business increases, show increases in value, events, promotions. You don't have to ask permission to paint something. If it looks like a wall needs paint, you're at Home Depot getting a bucket of paint and you're painting it. You are making sure the business looks amazing 24/7. And when you can do all of that, when you can do that, you truly are an assistant manager at that point.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. You know, you're talking about the paint. I remember being in a lot of different locations next to you with cans of spray paint. Yeah, we're covering that. That needs a little bit more. That needs a little bit more. So yeah, so you've earned it. You are now an assistant manager, right? You're really now stepping up. And as you can see, you know, one of the other things I love about everything we do, it builds. The next step builds from the step before. And that's really what this slide is all about. That's really that process, that building of the process. Again, we see these same words: teach, guide, train, teach, guide, train. But when you're an assistant manager working your way to management, this is a whole new level of really understanding how to teach, guide, and train. You're also beginning to pick up a few more things, right? Now you're doing schedules. Now you're supervising all of the cast members that you have coached, that you have come up with through. And now you are in a position to help bring them along with you, help them follow that path, help them to improve, help them to be the best they can be as they're struggling and they're striving and they're succeeding in being their own best. This is where you want to ensure that outrageous service. And that is not just, you know, I love, sometimes people think outrageous service. Oh, you mean when I'm serving that drink? You know, you mean when I'm serving that food? Oh, you mean, no. It's in every post, every position, every umbrella, in every venue. And so that's what you're doing. That's assistant managing. That is part of the managerial process. This is also where, again, may not be all fun and glory, but the back office, while it probably is the least exciting part of what we do, it is also the foundation administratively. We've got to have all of those things, the toilet paper, right? That's nothing exciting about toilet paper until you don't have it. Then things get real excited or interesting, perhaps is the better phrase. But this is that's right. But this is where that concept of inventory changes. Now you're in there negotiating inventory control procedures, not just the bar and dry storage either, promotions, office supplies, all of those things that you can get. Where can you get those things?
Oh, that's that website.
Oh,
Go Best Bundles.
Go Best Bundles. That's what
right.
It is. Right. So, you know, you're a part of all of this process now. And this is where you start, you know, getting even more on board, speaking of on board, with onboarding new cast members, new entertainers. What an incredibly important process. So this is where you're learning to do that. You're getting more involved at that level. Because guess what? When you're doing all of these things, you're now a manager.
That's a lot of stuff. Oh. So that's all of the stuff you should know up to this point to be in management. Those are the steps you should already have mastered to make it to this 7th step. How you got there, well, that's going to be your journey. And we're doing our best to outline this as the steps of management as they would go to this point. Your journey may not necessarily go this direct exactly, but these are all the things you should know by this point before you get to call yourself a manager.
Absolutely. Like one of the things we talked about the other day was that not every location has a supervisor in training or supervisor. Some of the terminology or positions, you know, blend a little bit. Some locations, you know, may only have like 2 managerial people.
Right.
It just depends. This is the ideal. This is the best practices.
This is a best practices, and that's the philosophy behind this. This is best practices, best idea. This is a pathway that could be a pathway for you to become from an entry-level cast member to a general manager. So that's what we're talking about here. And at this point, now you're in the management team. Now you are in charge of being an official guide for the Overtop experience. Guide is not just a guide for your guests. and a guide for your entertainers, but also a guide for your guests. You're showing them the way on how to do this stuff. This is not necessarily just leading by example, although that's super important for anybody that's in a management position. This is also helping them understand the philosophies, the ideas. This is why we do this. This is how we do this. This is how we work together to make these things happen. That's what it's all about, to guide the overall experience. It's the cast experience. It's the entertainers experience. And most of all, it's our guest experience. Because if our guests don't have a wonderful experience, they're moving out to someplace else. We've lost them every single time. So in that process of having these wonderful experiences, you are now hosting the events at the club. You're putting together birthday parties. You're putting together pajama parties. You're putting together wet t-shirt contests. You are hosting these events. You are making this stuff happen. Why? Because you're a manager. And as a manager, your job is to host Animal House. That's what you're supposed to do.
It's the best part of what we do.
Yes, throw this freaking party. Let's have some fun. That's what that part is all about. Now you're also involved in the meetings. You're hosting the cast meetings, the entertainers meetings, the management meetings. You're talking to them. You're explaining to them things that are going on. You're guiding, you're teaching the entire cast, all of the entertainers, and your fellow managers if you are at this level. You've mastered all of the operations, whether it's day or night, any day of the week. You can excel at operating the business that you are responsible for. You can handle it no matter how crazy it is. And you know when it's slow, the fun things you have to do to make it feel busy. Because there's no such thing as a bad time. There's just times that you got to work harder, and times you got to try harder, and times you got to invent new shit to do. And that's how it works in business. Sometimes you just got to be an innovator. And that's what that's all about. You're also starting to learn now about some budgeting, invoicing, bill approval, and payroll. Payroll is a big one. If you don't manage your payroll properly, boom, your business is going to lose all of its money. If you're spending all your money on your cast, you've got no money to spend anywhere else, which means slowly but surely you got no promotions, you got no events, you got no entertainers, you got no toys on your shelves to sell, and then you have no business. So focusing on making sure that you control your budgets and your payroll will be super important, a part of your training as you're going up the ladder of leadership. And if you can pull all of that off, then you get an opportunity to qualify to go to superstar leadership. Is that your favorite thing?
It really is. I have to tell you, and I know that it's not officially on the slide, but we were talking about this earlier. You know, trust me, believe me when I tell you, I've been around just a little bit, and I am telling you that there is nothing more forward-thinking, more radical, more innovative, more inspiring, more awesome. Not the most professional word, maybe. Awesome. There is nothing like the Go Best Superstar Leadership Training Program. There never has been, and it is our goal to make sure there never will be, because we will continue to evolve, improve, and make it better. But if you are lucky enough, eligible enough, have earned it, and gone through all of this to be able to be fortunate enough to get that invite to come to Superstar Leadership, take it.
Make it happen.
So now, welcome to being an AGM, the Assistant General Manager, a term that, Jason made up, but the Assistant General Manager. And one of the things that I think that we talked about, and just, I agree 100%, your Assistant General Manager needs to do better, be better, and demonstrate better than the GM. That's really, they should be able to demonstrate the ability to do everything in the business. If the general manager is not in the building, guess what? The AGM is the one responsible for it all. I mean, talk about a full plate, right? You are demonstrating the ability to lead, train managers to master themselves. You are the master of memories. You are assuring that every guest inside your venue, that everyone coming to your venue is treated like a guest, right? Entertainers coming in, they're guests. Our vendors are guests. Everyone coming into the venue is a guest. So you have to make sure they're having the best time. You are responsible for facilitating all of their dreams and fantasies, talking about the guests that, the guests we think of when we say guests, and brain stickers. I love that term. Brain stickers, something that sticks in the brain. Memories, right? The master of memories. Send them out there thinking and remembering and being excited about, right? That's the best factor. That's, That's what brings them back
We
in.
watching
That's what
those
we've been
things?
talking about the business. So get them having those brain stickers. You are the master of marketing. You are now overseeing promotions, right? Everything is built in a building block. So you're now overseeing that promotions and marketing program. And now you're actually looking for the numbers. You're now the numbers guy. You're a Scotty now, right? You're looking for the measurable ROI, that return on investment. What's working, what's not, and what's not, change, adjust, or get rid of and get something else. You have to be actively taking a part of the whole picture, just the fun part. You have to make sure it's working. You've got to take a look at those numbers. You need to make sure that you're always discovering and always asking and always improving on what the guest needs and wants. We're always trying to increase the guest count, both quantity, God love us, quantity, right? We need quantity, we need quality, we need it all. And hosting those in-house special events, those theme parties, all of those exciting things, but you're also looking for those measurable resulting numbers that have calculated profits. All of this stuff can be figured out. Numbers tell the story, and the numbers don't lie. So you've got to make sure that you're getting that information, that all this work you're doing is paying off in dividends. And when that opportunity finally presents itself, and believe me, if you've come this far, you just gotta, keep having the faith, put your heart in it, and I promise you, have just enough faith, you will get that opportunity. You will get that opportunity to become a general manager for a Go Best powered venue.
There will be that opportunity at some point. I'm certain of that. Keep in mind that there's no timeline on these periods. There's a note down here. This could take up to 2 years. This could take up to 2 years. This could take up to 8 years. It just depends on the person. Or like Ralph likes to say, if you just happen to be lucky and the last man standing, you just get appointed the job and you got a lot of shit to learn because guess what? You're in charge and here's the books. So that all can change based upon the situation that got you the opportunity. So it's super important that if you want to be involved in management, you take the time to learn as much as you can, as quickly as you can, and then demonstrate that you have those abilities, because that's when the real work begins. And that's why we say, hail, being funny like that, but we are a little bit funny. It's more like welcome. We're proud of you. You're now a general manager. You have learned so many things, but now you have a focus that's the devil on the details. Everything is now your responsibility. So the change from AGM to GM isn't a whole lot, because in order to have that AGM title, you have to be able to do everything better than the GM already. If you can't, then you have to go back down a step and relearn so you can do these things better, because technically your GM at some point, if they want to, could move on to having multiple club operations or doing something else. So that's why we say there's the AGM and then there's the GM, and now you're responsible for everything. And because you're responsible for everything, you've got to do all of the above. That means you don't miss a beat. You've got to know everything under the umbrella. You've got to be able to manage the managers. You've got to be able to work the bar. You've got to be able to clean the toilets. You've got to be able to handle the floor. You've got to be able to handle the entertainers. You've got to be able to handle the attorneys. You've got to be able to handle the accountants. You've got to be able to handle everything that's going to be thrown at you on a day-to-day basis, because you now are the GM. You have chosen the responsibility role. And as the person most responsible, if everything is good, you had nothing to do with it. Your team did everything good. If everything took a shit, it's all your fault. I am the guy that is responsible for all of the terrible things that happen. These are the people that do all the wonderful stuff. And that's what GMing is really all about.
It really is.
Understanding that difference and responsibility and taking that accountability.
There's no question about it. Like it says, the buck stops here. And again, we're all about inspiration and motivation. So, the other side to that is, look, it's a wonderful position to have. And a quick little shout out to all of you that work at the one and only Larry Flint's Hustler Bear Legal Club, New Orleans. That was my first GM-ship. Relocated to New Orleans because we literally doubled the amount of clubs that were there. There were 2 new clubs joined the whole, Bourbon Street experience, and we needed some leadership. I spent a long time working my ass off in that location, doing the work, being the GM before I was ever a GM. I was not called a general manager. I did not have that fun little GM next to my name, but I had to do that work and be the GM until it was just natural and organic. And oh, yeah, Wolf, yeah, he's the GM of that location. And that was my very, very first GM ship. And look, it has been a wild adventure for sure. I've been fortunate enough to be a GM in a lot of locations, and it's really rewarding, very fulfilling, and an absolute insurmountable amount of work. So it really is both. And you just have to come in eyes wide open and know this is, people say, well, I want to be the GM. What's my path to becoming a GM? We're laying it out for you, but it's a lot of work.
But it's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's an incredible amount of fun.
What other
Otherwise, we
job
wouldn't do it.
do you get to be the host of the Playboy party every night or the ultimate Animal House party? I mean, this is what you get to do, or you get to host the greatest karaoke show in the world. I mean, this is what we do. So what other job you get to do that? Or when else can you literally convince a young lady that you can satisfy her sexual fantasies just by selling her this wonderful toy? Boutiques. Yes.
That's a whole art.
I mean, there's all of these wonderful things, and that's why we say, great, you have made it to the janitor.
That's right.
That's his official job at number 10. This is the full circle of the plan. Because when you're truly in charge, you're truly in charge of most of the cleanup.
Right, even if you have to scrape the floor.
Even if you have to scrape the floor. But the main focus at number 10 and being the next level after general manager is really about force multiplying. It's about growth, growth, growth. Go Best can't grow. You can't grow. The businesses can't grow. You can't create new jobs. You can't create new cast members. None of this happens if you aren't willing to get out there, coach people, guide them, teach them, and show them the way to being as successful as you are to the point that you are in this business. So whatever your point is, it is your obligation to bring somebody up to your point, because you have to train yourself out of a job. That's what we say. You have to work yourself out of a job, manage yourself out of a job. That doesn't mean literally you lose your job. It means that you've taught somebody so well that they can do your job so that you can grow to another area. You can elevate to the next level. But you can't do that if you can't teach somebody how to do what you're doing better than you're doing it right now.
Oh, couldn't say it better. Perfect. Beautiful.
That's a first. You guys are in luck. So the world is yours. Get out there, make things happen, be excited, make guests happy, make entertainers happy, make each other's happy, communicate, stay on top of things, don't gossip, don't spread rumors, don't lie about each other, have honesty, have integrity, look at the growth, be proud of where you're working, be proud of the business that you represent, and above all, be your fucking best.
Well said.
Thanks. And now we get to do the fun part, which is our Q1 awards, and talk about all of our shout outs and our wonderful people and cast members out there. And to do that for us today is our one and only executive office manager, Miss Summer.
Hello. Oh, thank you.
I was going to be yours. No, I'm leaving.
Okay.
Fine.
Sure.
I was going to be your hype man, but apparently you got this.
Hey everyone, it's time for shout outs. I hope you're ready. We have a lot, and I'm very excited to announce the Q1 award winner. Only some of you know about this, so I'm excited to talk about it. Let's start with some of our amazing superstars. We have a couple of pages here, so I hope everyone can find their name. In Washington Park, we have Tantum, Julian Fisher, Blake Kaiser, Molly Moonshine, and Megan, and Millie. In Little Darlington, Oklahoma, we have TJ, Victoria, Desiree, and DJ Jump. Way to go. Awesome. And Deja Vu Showgirls in Bakersfield, Wednesday. Awesome job. And the Love Boutique in Shreveport, Jesse. Way to go, Jesse. The Hustler Club in Las Vegas. We have Avery, Fernando, Treese, Nia, Anai, Dylan, Katie, Marcus, and Danny. Way to go, Vegas. Deja Vu Showgirls in Lansing, Sapphire, Ashlyn Marie, and Coco. Good job. And the Hustler Club in New Orleans, Nadia and Bridget. Good job. Fantasies in Traverse City. Congratulations, Taylor. Awesome. And some more superstars in Sacramento, Aiko and Kada. And Boutique Erotica in Washington Park, Kiara Powers, Charlie Atkins, and Holly Elser. Good job. Castiel, New Orleans. Way to go, Kendallin. Fairly Legal in New Orleans, Chad Burnett and Kristen. Good job. Deja Vu in Flint, Nevaeh Winter and Amy. Congratulations. Thank you. I'm going to save Oklahoma City for last. Deja Vu Showgirls in Colorado Springs. Congratulations, Brandon. Freeport Hustler Club, Madison, Anna, Garrett, Kenzie, Sujana. Kalamazoo, Micah. Thank you, Micah. You're awesome. And Dream Girls in Detroit. Congratulations, Valentine. I believe that wasn't. And Deja Vu Showgirls in Oklahoma City, Brennan McCoy. Congratulations. And a huge extra superstar shout out to Taryn Dotson. She got 6 superstar nominations in a row. So, so far, superstar. Thank you so much, everyone, for making someone's day enough to say nominate you and doing extra hard work. We really appreciate you guys. And Scotty's sales highlights. What's up, Scotty? Thank you for all of your help lately. We'll explain that in a minute. But we have 1 week ongoing for exceeding sales goals, and that would be Trophy Club in Greenville and Deja Vu Showgirls in Lansing. Way to go. And for 2 weeks, the office in Minneapolis and Barely Legal in New Orleans. Good job. We have 1 week ending week 13, Trophy Club in Greenville and Deja Vu Showgirls in Oklahoma City. And a 1 week ending week 15, Hustler in Cleveland. And 2 weeks ending week 13, Hustler in New York. Clapping too excitedly. Sorry about that. 2 weeks ending week 15, Deja Vu, Colorado Springs. Good job. 6 weeks ending week 13, the office in Minneapolis. And super big shout out for 14 weeks, the Gay 90s in Minneapolis and Hustler, New Orleans. Big extra shout out. Good job, guys. And here's an overview, the new historical best, week 13, 14, 15, and 16. Consistently Hustler Club in New Orleans, Gay 90s in Minneapolis, and Deja Vu Showgirls in Colorado Springs. Clearly, y'all are just taking over. So good job. Amazing job. And so I would like to congratulate the Hustler Club in Las Vegas for winning my shout outs award for Q1 for having the most VIP sales, monthly sales, hitting your sales goals, and sending in the most social media content submissions. By the way, Vegas, Kalamazoo, and Cat's Meow and New Orleans were right behind you with just like 13 submissions on content. So you may want to watch your back there. You will be receiving your award here shortly, so it will be engraved with your club name and for your specific award. That will be coming to you in the next 3 days. So congratulations. working hard out there. And also, special shout out to Cats Meow for winning merchandise sales. I mean, it's just astronomical. Dave Onstad and I have been going back and forth through the numbers, and they're just killing it. And good job, y'all. Everybody in the world should be dressing Cats Meow merch, apparently, with their numbers. So good job, y'all. And thank you to James and Scotty for helping me put all these numbers together. It has been huge team effort trying to get all this done. So thank y'all so much. And thank you for all the clubs that were participating in my shenanigans. Thank you.
What about tier 2? So they have a chance to win.
Yes. So every quarter, I would like to instigate these shenanigans, which means who is next? I would like to start a competition between the Hustler Club in New Orleans and Gay 90s in Minneapolis and Deja Vu Showgirls in Colorado Springs. And I will be sending all of you that information soon so you can figure out what you're competing for.
Secret competition.
It's super fun. It was kind of an accident doing this. It started between Ralph and Holly, and then I got Anne involved, and they all got pretty hyped. So it's been exciting. I put all of them in a group chat and said, hey, guess what? You're in a competition. I'm going to send you an award for whoever gets the highest sales and merch and content submissions. And Anne was on it immediately. She got Raymond in the chat, and I was like, who is this? I don't have the number saved. And she's like, we're gonna whip them. So it's like she was ready. So clearly the merch sells. Good job, Anne. Whatever you did. So thank you guys. Very proud of y'all. Thank you so much. And I think that's it. Now you can say bye.
All right, so now we're available for questions. If anybody out there has questions for anybody that you've seen on the screen today, Summer, Adia, Wolf, and I are all standing in studio. So we'll open up the chats and we'll open up the microphones. If you don't care about questions, then thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules in your lives to hear what we think it takes to be a successful general manager and to work your way through all of those different steps. So I think all people are capable. It's just a matter of the speed that they're going to achieve those goals and missions. So give you a few seconds to ask questions. Anybody out there? Oh, I get to see all your faces now. That's kind of wild. Hi, Ty. How you doing, Tammy? And I can't tell who's in there with you. Neil, what's up?
Jason.
Eric, how you doing over there? Brittany and team over there at the Hustler Club. Nick down there. Hi, Winter. Whoever Kyle is over there. Angel. Jimmy. Everybody. Bo, you switched your hat. Nice. You now look like a homeless guy with a Dreamgirls hat on. Sweet. Giselle. Nico. Awesome. It's good to see you all. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for all of you that are showing me a view of the club out there in Kalamazoo. I can see everybody. I think that's where Holly is. That's awesome to see the whole club full of people in the background. So thanks for that. All right. Well, I didn't see any questions come out. So thank you all so much for joining us. I hope to see you out there in the field. And when you do, be sure to come up, say hi, and let's chat a bit. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next meeting.
Great. Great meeting, guys.
Thank you, Angel.
Bye.
Bye. Back to my dance.